Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. Good to see you. I got a new neighbor move in 2 days ago. Anyway, I got my robe on. I love this robe. Can I tell you how much I love this robe? And today was one of those days. I was just, have you had one of those days that it's just kind of a blah, you're like down. You're not really down, but you're down. You're just kind of, I don't know, you kind of feel deflated. It's kind of what I felt today. Kind of was, I don't want to say I was out of it, but I wasn't really in it. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't make sense. For some of you, it might make sense. For the right person, it'll make sense. Hopefully, there's one person. But so today I was watching this show called the Ultimate Fighter. And for those of you who are not familiar with that show, it's a UFC show. It's a reality show where 16 fighters get to compete for a UFC contract, and they get to be living together in one house for 6 weeks. And get this, so there's two teams, obviously, right? 2 coaches, 2 teams, 8 fighters, right? And then they each fight each other, and they all live in the same house under the same roof. And the losers also stay in the house. So can get kind of crazy, especially all fighters. Completely out of touch with the outside world. No TV, no radio, no phone, no contact with friends or family for 6 entire weeks. So all they do is eat, sleep, and train and fight. It's a really cool show. Hopefully that explanation makes you want to see the show. It's a really fun show, and they get into like the fighters' background, their family, where they come from, why they're doing this. It's kind of really neat. And once in a while, you get people in there that are into like personal development and reading books and stuff like that, and they're not all just broccoli heads and wanting to fight and just beat people up, right? So I was watching this episode tonight, and I'm one episode behind actually, but it's funny though. This guy was on there, and he's into like sports coaching and sports mindset and all this stuff, and he was helping. He was talking to 2 other girls in there. And it's a mixed house. This house is boys and girls. It's usually all boys or all girls, but this one is mixed. So he's talking to 2 other girls in the house, and he's telling them, it's a lot of personal development and self-help and all this stuff, has helped him. And one thing he said, all that leads up to this. One thing he said, it really caught my attention. And it's so worth talking about. And I love the way he said it. We have, I know I have, that inner voice that sometimes tells me what a crappy person I am. Or هومن جان استاد مخلصیم چاکریم از اون ور دنیا به به چه چه چاکریم خوبی استاد. So that's my cousin from Iran. So that's very exciting stuff. So I know I have that I have these inner voices, right? That, or inner thoughts that tell me things, that tell me, hey, I'm no bueno, I'm no good, I'm not enough, I'm not loved, I'm this, I'm all this stuff, right? And sometimes I listen to that. Sometimes I actually pay attention to that. And sometimes it gets me down. Sometimes it brings me, sometimes the day squeezes more out of me because of that, right? So, and that's a real thing. And that's a real thing, right? Chacheri Mostad, Mokhlesim. So how do you deal with that, right? How do you deal with that? I love what this guy said. This guy said, you should talk to yourself more and not listen to yourself. There's a big difference between talking to yourself and listening to yourself. Did you catch that? That's so powerful. You feel me? When you're talking to yourself, you're hopefully talking positive. You have an opportunity to talk positive, to talk good stuff to yourself. You can tell yourself, hey, you are loved. You are enough. You have greatness inside you. You're amazing. You look wonderful. You can say all that stuff to yourself. It's okay. Versus you thinking to yourself, oh, I'm not enough. You think to yourself that. You don't say that stuff to yourself. That's the stuff you think about. You think to yourself that you're not enough, that you don't love yourself, that you're not amazing, that you don't have greatness in you. That's the stuff we think about ourselves, because we think of ourselves as lower than we are, right? We doubt ourselves. That's thinking. We think of ourselves less, right? So, I thought that was brilliant. Talk to yourself more than listening to yourself. In fact, if you could, don't listen to yourself. Instead, talk to yourself more. And one of the best forms of talking to yourself is by writing. When you write your thoughts, when you write your stuff, you're talking to yourself. Because you reread it, you write it, it's right there, right? So one way you can talk to yourself and talk good stuff. I am enough. I am loved. I can do amazing things. I'm capable. I'm powerful. I have an abundant life. You can write all that and you can say all of that. You can talk to yourself more good stuff. I thought that's powerful. I hope you find it powerful. I hope you found some love, some inspiration, some value from this, enough to maybe get a couple more people on this. Share it, tag them, do what you got to do. Drop your feedback, drop your thoughts below. Hey, have you ever felt what I shared with you, those feelings? Have you ever felt those? Maybe you can share that with me. With us, drop your thoughts below. Let this feed grow. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, next time when these thoughts and these things come to your head, stop them by talking to yourself. And until tomorrow, when we do it all over again. Much love.